Right, hello everyone. So this is focusing on gold only. Links are in the video description. I am also releasing a video on US 30 that goes over a nice long-term forecast for this week on US 30. So feel free to check that out if you also trade US 30, because it's a very nice setup. It could bring a lot of profit to your account if you trade it correctly, and prepare yourself for the high volume time this week. So we have a lot of high volume news this week. We all know it, as mainly from Wednesday onwards. You got a bit tomorrow, and today is kind of the only quiet day you've got. So how do you prepare for that? Then what you do is, most of the time you have to get in position before the high impact news takes place, and you read the price action. And so far today we've got in the buy position from down here. So going into tomorrow, you'd be open for a retracement to the grey area again, and then a sideways move, and that would just be to build up on this bullish continuation up. So reading the price action at the moment, we have a nice gap here. So this is a weekly close up here, nice big gap that we're filling. Not much bearish structure apart from this impulse move, and this is a retracement potentially for a continuation down. So that is just what you have to be aware of. It could be something like that, but looking at the bullish structure, it's a lot more structured, so we go with that and favor that direction. This downwards move here is taking liquidity from here and retesting this bullish support here. You can see that on the left hand side. So that's your first bullish support confirmation. Impulse move up, retracement, retraces to the breaker, collects liquidity again, impulse move up. New week opens and we go down to the smaller time frame. So we open with a gap, come back down and retest the breaker here, impulse move up, retracement again for the smaller time frame, collect liquidity, retesting that bullish support, and now you're getting another impulse move up. So you can see how that bullish structure is a lot more structured, a lot more understandable, and you can see how they're building up liquidity, collecting it, and building up their buy positions as well as collecting liquidity. So it all makes sense for the upwards move. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, we've got another impulse move up, so you can make a little bit of liquidity going into tomorrow, and I'd be open for a retracement to this area, which is also the weekly opening price here. So that would make perfect sense, but hopefully you're already in buys from down here, so you don't need to worry about that. So that is something I'd be looking out for going into tomorrow. But at the moment, it all looks bullish and likely to continue towards the upside. Let me just do a little diagram. So that is following something like this. So you got the liquidity grab there, you got the retest once again, and then you got the impulse move up. So that would be a bullish scenario. Now let's just go over a bearish scenario so you're up to date on what could happen. So let's say this is an impulse move down and you're getting a retracement now, collecting liquidity as it comes up, collects liquidity, retest this area, and then you get the true impulse move down to collect this liquidity and continue the trend. That is possible. That is something you would want to be looking out for. Now to get that, what you'd be watching is this area here. This would be your breaker. That sort of area there. If it don't, why didn't it change? So that would be labelled up like that. That would be your breaker. Probably a bit lower around there. This would be liquidity, clear liquidity. So if you get a move like this, watch out for a reversal in this area, because you're taking liquidity from there. You're retesting this bearish support, this resistance that started this big downwards move. So if you start to get that and then you start to get a downwards move like that, then it's very likely to be breaking the middle and collecting these areas of liquidity below. That's just something to be on the lookout for. But you shouldn't need to be worrying about that if you're entering at the right times. Entries should be around here or here. Those are your bullish support areas. So you wouldn't be wanting to enter up here. You have to wait for price to come to an area of interest, and then you can benefit from that move. You have to be patient and not just enter at any random time, because at certain times price can go either way, and it's just gambling. So you've got to wait for price to come to these areas of interest and then get into the move. But that's what we're looking at on gold at the moment. That's a bit of more of an update than I did on the free Telegram group. All the links you can need are in the video description. Take care. Have a good day. And okay, you got a lot of stock earnings this week as well. Those are something to be looking out for, because if there's a big change on there, money will come out of gold into those assets, as well as all the high impact news. So you have a lot of news to be alert of and to know when it's coming out and when to watch the charts. So be on the lookout for those too. I think that's over the next 3 days. So yeah, you'd have to check them out yourself. Take care, have a good day, and goodbye.